Hey, good day to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Journey. As you will notice, I do got my little, what I call my pemindemic diaper on my face. I mean, basically the same material that these disposable masks are made out of. It's the same material that they use to make diapers. And I got this on my face for a reason. It's not over my lips because if I put it over my lips, you won't understand what I'm trying to say. It'll be real muffled. So that's why I got it on like this. I got this on because the topic I'm going to talk about kind of ties into the pandemic situation that this country and many other countries around the world are currently going through. Now, I'm pretty sure many of you by now have heard of the possible lockdown going on once again sometime next year. I'm hoping that it's just a big rumor and it doesn't happen, because when it happened this past spring, it was a nightmare for many people, including myself. I mean, it was just ridiculous, in my humble opinion, but whatever. But I'm hoping that lockdown doesn't come back again. But just in case it does, I just want to touch on, I guess it's kind of sort of a controversial topic. Now, for those of you that have stumbled across my channel at some point and you took the time to go through my channel and watch many of my videos, you will notice that I have several videos up to where I show you houses, and I do drive arounds in that particular neighborhood or in that particular town or city. And there's a reason for that. I mean, for starters, even though you made a decision that you chose to be a full-time nomad for the rest of your natural life, every day, 365 a year, oh, I get it. I ain't mad at you. I mean, it's a wonderful way to save money, in my humble opinion. However, I just want to expose all the different ways that people can save money on housing, because one of the big reasons why many of you are looking into living out of your RV or living out of a van or even living out of your car is because, you know, let's face it, around the United States and Canada and many countries similar to our country, the cost of rent has went through the roof. The cost of rent has gotten way higher than the increase of wages. And with and I think in 2021, the whole, I forgot what they called it, but anyhow, I guess what's going on right now is landlords aren't allowed to evict people that are late on rent until 2021. If I'm wrong about that, leave a comment below and correct me. But I know during the summer, there were a lot of people that were unemployed due to the pandemic lockdown, and the government was issuing an extra $600, or I think it was an extra $600 a week or a month, or one of the two, on the unemployment to help people pay their rent or pay their mortgage, since they were unable to go to work and earn their own money. And as of this past July, that $600 assistance was taken away, leaving a lot of people in the struggle when it comes to being able to pay their rent or their mortgage. Even though many of those people may have either went back to work, or they may have been successful at finding another job, a lot of people are reporting that the wages that they're making on that new job, or the wages that they're making on their old job, are lower because they're working less hours, or they took a new job at a significant pay cut. Or for those that are still on unemployment, the unemployment benefits are significantly lower compared to the money that they may have been making on their job. So for those reasons, and probably a few other reasons, you got a lot of people that are in the process of being evicted, or you got a lot of people that have already been evicted, and now they're out here in the streets trying to figure out how to survive and how to seek shelter at night. So anyways, so a lot of people who are in that predicament are are probably going to their cell phones, or they're going to somebody's computer somewhere, and they're probably watching videos like this of how they're going to be able to survive. Like, because some of these people that are being evicted, okay, I mean, there's a bunch of those people that they own their cars. Their car might be paid off, which would be a wonderful thing. For those that don't have a paid off car, I feel bad for them, because they're going to really be screwed. But there's a bunch of people that are just scrambling around trying to figure out how they're going to survive. So they're coming to YouTube, the new go-to source for information, and they're looking at videos like this of how people live out of their vans, how people live out of their cars. Maybe they're even looking at RVs that they can buy for a few $1,000. Like, rather than taking that little bit of money and continuing to pay rent, knowing that they're going to be evicted anyway, you got people that are smart, they're saving that money, and they're going to take that money and buy an RV. That way they can buy the RV and load the RV up, and then they can tell their landlord to go somewhere. And for those people that are in that predicament, I ain't mad at them. You know, you got to do what you got to do out here to survive. What I want to do, however, is I just want to, the reason why I show lower price houses on this channel is because I just want people to be aware that if you got the right amount of money and you're working the right type of occupation and you got the right mindset, I guess, there are houses in certain parts of this country, primarily the Midwest and many parts of the South, where you can go and you can purchase a house for a relatively low price. Or if you're living on the East Coast or the West Coast in certain areas, if you're earning, let's say, a 6-figure income, there's certain places where you can go and you can buy houses in those regions of the country, and you can possibly pay cash. Or if you have to make a payment, your mortgage payment will be low enough to where you can still put away money for that emergency, like when you lose your job. Because there's a growing number of people today all over the United States, believe it or not, that are going out here and they're purchasing homes and they're paying cash. Now, none of your major news sources are going to share that information with you for obvious reasons. But there are, just like there's a growing number of Americans being evicted from their rental properties or from their apartments, there's also a growing number of Americans that are going out here and purchasing homes and paying cash. You got a lot of people from, let's say, California that are moving to Tennessee, and the equity that they made off of their property that they sold somewhere in California, they're going somewhere in Tennessee and they're buying a house in Tennessee and paying cash. Now with me, I tend to show pictures and I tend to drive through neighborhoods that are lower income. And I do that because I would say the vast majority of you that are looking into becoming a nomad, you're probably looking into this life because whatever income you're earning, it's not high enough to afford housing. So that's the reason why you're looking into living out of your vehicle, or you're looking into living out of an RV. And I just want to expose every option that I know of that's available to where people can cut down on their housing costs. Rather it be living out of their vehicle, or rather it be living in a lower income neighborhood and live in a smaller, lower price home with a much lower tax rates. See, so when you watch my channel and you see me make videos about houses and about neighborhoods, that's the reason why I do it. I'm not gonna lie to you people, I love real estate. I love real estate. I just love it. But I also make those kind of videos because for those of you that are wanting to become a nomad, I mean, some of you that are looking into becoming a nomad don't really want to be a nomad. I mean, if I was able to take a magic wand and wave it in front of your face and tell you, hey, you don't have to be a nomad. You can go back to your house, you can go back to your apartment, and you can live happily ever after. I'm pretty sure that the vast majority of you would do exactly that. You wouldn't think about living out of a vehicle or an RV. You'd rather stay in your sticks and bricks. And I ain't mad at you. I don't blame you. So I just want to make videos to where I point out places in this country to where housing prices are extremely low and the neighborhoods are still relatively safe and the taxes are low as well. That's why I tend to do videos to where I show houses that are priced below $30,000. And in a lot of those areas, the annual property tax is going to be under $1,000. That way, for those of you that truly don't want to be a nomad, you can go to some of those areas, you can go to some of those parts of the country, look at some of those houses, check out some of those areas, and possibly find something that you desire, and you can purchase that, and boom, you'll still be able to stay living in sticks and bricks. You'll still be able to stay living in sticks and bricks. You won't have to come out here and live out of your vehicle if you don't desire. And even for those that choose to live out of your vehicle, you choose to do it full time. You like living out of your vehicle. I mean, it's just the life for you. You're at home with it. I feel you on that. But I also understand that there's going to come a point where either A, something might happen and you're going to have to at least temporarily leave the nomadic life and go live somewhere in sticks and bricks. Or B, you might want to take a little breather. You might get sick and tired of living out of your vehicle. You might get sick and tired of RV parks. You might get sick and tired of boondocking. You might get sick and tired of limited living quarters. You might want to go home. I mean, you might want to go home like to a sticks and brick structure and just lay back, take it easy, collect your thoughts. Just whatever you gotta do to, I guess, take a breather, you're gonna want to take that breather. So for those of you that are nomads, I would even encourage many of you to go out to some of those areas. Look at some of those lower price houses. Or if you don't desire to purchase a house at all because you don't want to deal with all the responsibilities of a house, I would encourage many of you nomads to at least go out and look at some land and try to find you some land that's unrestricted, or find you some land that's in a very small town to where people don't give a flying F what you do with your piece of land. That way, once again, if A, you get sick and tired of traveling the country, you get tired of RV parks, or something crazy happens during this pemindemic and everybody's locked down, you'll at least will have a place to go and park your vehicle, and that place can be your home, so to speak. You're not going to be stuck out here trying to figure how to survive. You'll have a place that you can go to that's home, and you can just take it easy. So even though you might be a full-time nomad, I would encourage you to, at some point, I would encourage you to look at a sticks and bricks house, which you can purchase and possibly pay cash, or you can purchase and make like real low payments. Or if you don't want to go the house route, at least look at a piece of land to where you're going to be able to park your vehicle. That way, if things get crazy out here, you got a go-to place to where you can go to. You can stay there for however long you want, or need, you're not going to be stuck out here trying to figure it all out. Now, I know some of you are not going to follow that advice. I know many of you are going to come back and you're going to tell me why that's not a good idea. And if that's how you feel, that's wonderful. Leave a comment below. I'll read it, and I'll probably come back with a video addressing whether or rather not I agree with what you say. So until next time, everybody, be safe and happy travels for those of you that are out here living the nomadic life. And I will see you on the next video.